Okay, we're going to move to number 5. And I'm going to have Fernando reading number 5. Well, just so you know, I am taking notes and I am notating the names of the people who are not even answering. Okay? So number 5 says fuel for engines in cars, boats, and lawn mowers. So that's going to be
Mm,
gasoline.
gasoline. What is gasoline, mister?
Yes, mister, you're not listening.
No, why I tell, why?
Because gasoline is a kind of fuel.
Ah,
Okay, number 6, I'm gonna have to finish myself because I have a lot of things to do and I'm calling on people, nobody's answering, so I'm gonna read everything and I'm gonna give you the answers. And number 6 has a number of different kinds. That's gonna be variety. Number 7, an arrangement of shapes of colors in a particular design. That's gonna be pattern. Number 8 says a glass tank for fish and other water plants and animals. That's gonna be aquarium. And number 9, with great weight. That's gonna be heavily. The number 10 says a large city in eastern Illinois. That's gonna be obviously Chicago. And number 11, a group of words that expresses a statement. That's gonna be a sentence, of course. Number 12, record or write in a list. Sign up for, that's gonna be register. Okay, now I'm gonna move on to the next section, which is classifying. All right, it says write the list word that belongs in each group. Number 1 is draw, paint. For that one, we are going to write illustrate. Right, and number 2, talk, chat. That's going to be communicate. Number 15, it's a shelter, car. Yeah, that's going to be garage because that's the place where we put this automobiles, okay? Let me change this a little bit. Well, I can't change it. Okay, the next one, number 16, games, food. That's gonna be carnival. Then we have the next one. It says clear, exact. That's gonna be definite. Then we have number 18, graceful, refined, elegant. Then we have unusual, unique, and that's gonna be different. And the last one says know, realize, and that's gonna be understand. So those are the answers for that for those 2 exercises. You can see them over there. Now we are going to move to the next one. The next one, it says it's something personal. It says sometimes it helps to study long words piece by piece. Write 4 list words that are hard for you. Draw lines between the syllables, then study the words and syllable by syllable. Check the spelling dictionary if you need help. So in this case, you will have to write 4 words that you find difficult to spell. Let's say, for example, you find it difficult to spell illustrate, okay? And you will write it over there, and um, you will divide the word in syllables, right? Like this. And you will study by syllables. So that's what you're gonna do in the last one. But like I said, that's very personal because and the words that you may have problems with may vary from person to person. All right. Okay, now we are going to move. Let me. We're going to move to the next section on page 94. It's proofread for usage. We are going to um, solve, complete the exercises over there. It says to live, proofread for usage, to live is to go away, and to let is to allow. People sit down, but they set something on the table. Be careful not to confuse these pairs of verbs. Sometimes we get confused between live and let, and also we also confuse sit and set, right? For example, the first sentence says, don't let any more sit at the buffet table. So in that case, the word set is incorrect because the one that you need over there is sit, right? It's that says over there, but you can go ahead and take that out because the word that needs to be written over there is um, it's actually sit, like this one, right? Okay. Um, we are going to start solving the exercises. It says check verbs. If the wrong verb from the verb pair is used, write the correct one. If a sentence is correct, write correct. So we are going to start with number one, of course. So number one says, always leave the guests serve themselves. Okay. So we have the verb leave over there. Do you think you can type it in the chat because you are using it anyways, even though I said not to use the chat, you're using it. Okay, so go ahead and type in the chat if you think that is correct or not. If it's not correct, write a word that you think it's correct. For number one, which is leave. Always leave the guests serve themselves. I muted all of you because I'm calling on you. When I was calling on you, you were not muted at all. And you were not answering. Most of you were not answering. And then I was also hearing some background noise. Now I am asking you to type the answers in the chat and you're not doing so. I don't know if you're not understanding, you can't hear me, or what the problem is. I'm asking you for the answer of the exercise number one. Type it in the chat, please. It's not correct. Instead, we should write let. Okay, number is incorrect, obviously. It's let. So you have, if you have an answer, an answer section, you can write number one let, or you can just take leave out and then write let above that word. Okay, and Then number 2 says, direct the guest to sit at the tables around the dance floor. So the verb over there is set. Is that correct or not? And the second one. It's not correct. It should be sit, because it says direct the guests to sit at the tables, right? So it's going to be sit. Number 3 says the wedding party will sit at the head table. And the word is set. It says the wedding party will sit at the head table. Whenever if we using the word table over there, so what verb do you think it's the one that we are going to use over there? Is it set correct, or it's probably sit? What do you think? It's incorrect. Absolutely. It's going to be sit. All right. And then we have number 4. Don't leave the wedding party, serve themselves. And it says leave. Is leave correct? Is leave correct or incorrect? It says don't leave the wedding party, serve themselves. It's incorrect, of course. So we have to use the verb let. And number 5 says, tell the guests to sit their plates on the table. Can you sit the place? Is that correct or incorrect? Are you listening, people, or you're not in the class? Incorrect, of course. It's incorrect because we can sit, the plates can sit, but we can set the table, so it's set. All right. And now we're going to move to the next exercise, which is proofread instructions. Okay. And it says find the 5 misspelled words and write them correctly. Some may be words you learned before. Also fix 3 errors with verbs. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you to type the first. It says, to create a festive party atmosphere, decorate using balloons in a variety of colors. Type in the chat the 2 mistakes in the first sentence. Correct. It's gonna be atmosphere, so you can take it out and write the word correctly, because it has a vowel U over there, and it should be a vowel O. What's the other one? I only see the same people typing. Well, and there are some people. Balloons is correct. Variety, correct. Variety, because it says variety over there. Okay, and number 3. What's it says? Or choose 1 or 2 of your favorite colors. What's the next mistake? Favorite, absolutely. Take it out and write it correctly um, above the misspelled word. Then we have attach streamers and leave them float. What's the mistake over there? What is the mistake in that part? It says live and it should said let. So it's going to be let. The next part says for an elegant look, use a tablecloth with a pretty pattern. So what's the next mistake? Elegant, of course. The next part says you can set a vase with flowers on the table too. There are two mistakes in that sentence. So what's the first one? Can you sit a vase? Can a vase sit? Set, correct. It's going to be set instead of sit. And the other one is at the very end of the sentence, it says on the table too. Exactly. Thank you, Emily. And we are missing just one more. It says leave the guest of honor select the music. What is the mistake? Yes, Emily. And actually, the mistake is leave, and the correct form is let. Let the guest of honor select the music. Okay, so these are the answer for this section. We are not going to work on the right instructions in your notebook. And instead, what you are going to do is you're gonna go ahead and copy the next page in your notebook so we can work on Friday, I believe. I don't really know, guys, to be honest with you, if these meetings are working. Um, I feel like I should get rid of them and only assign what you have to do like the other teachers do. Because what I am, let me, let me pause the recording. Let me stop the recording because the class is over already.